Welcome to the Hot Rod Hangout Podcast.
Woo woo.
I'm Matt.
And I'm Ashley.
And tonight we got special guests in the house from Kelly Builds, Kelly and Travis. What's going on?
Hey.
Hey.
How are you guys?
Oh, we're just living a dream down here in Florida.
Florida. That's where you guys are?
Yes, ma'am.
Nice.
So
Nice.
what originally got y'all into this crazy car obsession?
Well, we both have kind of different stories, I'd say. But for me, it's kind of, my dad does auto body, and he's done that since he was 13, and he's 70 now. So, whole life. So I kind of grew up being with him at the shop, and him and his friends always worked on race cars. So, you guys aren't from around here. So there's actually a racetrack. It's like 10 minutes from where we live now. And we would always go to the racetrack with each other. And it's just kind of my dad at the body shop. And then I met Travis, and, he was in the garage. So it was a pretty easy shift into, I guess, goodbye, Dad. Hello, Travis. And then Travis, I don't know. How did you really?
I don't even know. My dad wasn't into cars at all. My grandfathers weren't either. So my transition into cars is kind of odd. It's not like, my dad had like Mustangs or whatever, and like I liked working on that stuff. Like I didn't even want a car.
Yeah.
Like I got my license at 18, and like I didn't want anything to do with it. I was like, I just want to skate. And, like, who cares about like, having a car? And then
Now look at him.
yeah.
Quite literally our entire life revolves.
So like my dad wanted to get me a car, and he got me a Geo Prism. It was a real, what box. And I don't know if you can swear on this.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay. So it was a shit box. And
He
I was
bought
like,
it for you, though.
yeah, my dad,
Very
I feel kind of shitty about it.
Well,
He bought me a car, some kind of car. And I was like, Dad, I am not driving this. Like, there is no way I'm driving this car. I know I don't like cars, but I can't be seen in this. And then I bought a Saab 9.3, like a 95. So I thought it was cool because I had nothing to do. Like I didn't know cars, so I was like, oh, this is rad. And I put underglow on it and an intake, and I thought I was the coolest kid on the block.
He's a car guy.
hey,
And,
that.
just quickly moved to what did I move to?
Minis.
No.
Before minis.
Well, I had a 260Z, a 74. I think it was the only year of the 260s. Datsun. I had one of those, and then I just went like European, and I went Japanese. I got into drift cars, and then I found out what a shoebox Ford looked like, and I was like, oh shit, this is right. This is the coolest thing I've ever seen in my life. So I got one of those, and then I found out what the Model A was. I was like, oh god, this is even cooler. And I got one of those, and like hundreds of cars in between all of this. And then, now I'm on 32s.
Okay.
And that's his story.
That's so. It's
I
funny
it up.
because that's similar to me and Ashley. I was the car guy. Grew up in hot rods. Ashley was always told that girls didn't belong in a garage. So then when we met during the pandemic, and neither one of us were real good headspace because the world shuts down, and I was like, hey, if you want to hang out, it's probably going to be in a garage working on stuff. And she was like, cool, I've always wanted to do that. And I'm like, well,
yeah.
Let's go. So, and it's funny you said shoebox. We don't have a Ford shoebox, but we have a 54 Ashley Chevrolet and a Model A. But I'm not building the Model A that y'all build. Y'all are more on the traditional side of things, and I'm more on the push the limits. But
there's nothing for that. You got to do that.
Well, mine's, and it may be making another big change. We might be going back to original plan on it, but that'll be off the podcast. Podcast can't know about that yet.
But I was going to ask, but
We'll talk after.
Plan.
Yeah. Well, I can tell you, right now the plan is for hidden air suspension, so it's going to lay on the ground, but no one's going to see it. So it's going to look, at ride height, it's going to look like a really slam traditional open wheel Model A 4-door sedan, and then walk away and it eases itself to the ground, and then people can figure out how.
Yeah.
It's on you.
Yeah, that's up my alley. I had a stint where I was like installing air suspension and making custom air suspension for various vehicles, and I did on my shoebox actually. I did a cantilever bag setup.
Okay.
And so that's probably similar to what you're gonna have to do on yours to hide it.
Yes and no. It does have an 18-inch kick up in the rear, so I can hide it under the.
Okay.
But the front actually still has a straight axle and a cross member. The bag's current plan, which may change, but current plan is the bags to hide in the stock looking cross member. So when it airs all the way up, the bags will actually hide in the cross member. So
there you go.
But that may change. So I'm in talks with somebody, and if they can make it happen, then we're going a different direction altogether. But
yeah.
So what is the car that got away?
I hate to say it, but it was the Roadster pickup in that.
Oh, yeah.
I love that Roadster pickup. She was nothing beautiful to look at, but I don't know. The boys loved it. For me, like,
boy, it wasn't anything to look at. The thing was rad.
Well, people always thought it was like ugly because it was.
Yeah, local people who didn't know anything about traditional hot rods.
Regardless, it broke down every 2 seconds. We got to
fix it.
Yeah, but she had her quirks, but now we have the Roadster, and I know I should like the Roadster more than the Roadster pickup, theoretically, but I don't know. That was I don't know. I love the Roadster. So many memories. We drag raced in it for the first time. And it was just fun, like we had good memories with it.
Yeah,
and Travis he's gone through cars, and for him it's like, well, switch this one and you'll get it. And I'm like,
getting rid of a car is easy. Whatever. On to the next.
Well, somebody, I don't remember who it was, but somebody said that cars are just tools to get something else. So you would sell a tool to get a better, or you would sell a car just to get a better tool for the shop, or move on to the next project to, push the box or do something different.
Yeah, like if, because I would never thought that I'd be able to afford a 32 Ford.
Yeah.
Especially like.
Still can't.
Yeah, we still can't. We still can't. But I'm standing next to what will be an original 32 3-window, and that's insane.
Don't mind the mess.
If it was a complete car, I can't afford that.
Right.
But selling different cars, finishing projects, and
selling everything that we had for that.
You just figure it out and use, like you said, cars and even parts. I sold a 39 McCullough supercharger to get half of the car, and then
crazy.
But that's
figure it out.
That's how you work it. I mean, I owned a 32 Ford pickup truck for a little while until I figured out that my mom and dad ended up with a 34 pickup truck, which similar, same cab, and watching them get in and out of it every day, I was like, that doesn't really look a whole lot of fun. So, and then I went Model A sedan, and I'm chopping it 6.5 inches. So it's going to be just as fun to get in and out of. I'll just have more room once I'm in.
Yeah.
More fun to get in.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm contemplating leaving the roof open, just climbing over the roof.
It gets hot, especially in Florida.
Yeah.
Where in Florida are you?
We're pretty much in the triangle. So Tampa, Ocala, Mouse House. We're off of 75. We're about an hour north of Tampa.
Oh, cool beans, yeah.
So
we're
right off of 75.
Nice. Cool beans.
So
I worked on a sedan that was heavily chopped not too long ago, and I was doing test drives with it, reliability run kind of things, and I was baking in the sun. It's hot. It would be cool to do like a canvas snap roof, so when you want to take it off, you just rip it off with snaps. So that's kind of cool.
That was the original plan, but I had somebody that was helping me do some work on it, and they decided that the gutter needed filled in. So one side of the gutter's filled in, so now I have to fill the other side in. So we did a lot of backstepping to get back to where we're at now, but it's all good. We're on the forward stretch now. So currently, what is the favorite car that y'all own?
It's tough because none of them do anything.
They're all projects
To be
at the
honest.
moment.
Okay.
If I had to pick, right here we have the Roadster and then the Coupe, but I prefer a Coupe over a Roadster. So I would say that. And we have the flathead in it. So again, there's not much to it. With the Roadster, I think I'm working with a pretty good sponsor. So once we get that figured out, and maybe when it's driving and running, that will be my top dog. But we're just going back and forth with, I don't even know what they called it. What's it called?
It's just,
I don't know what word they said. But
don't worry.
so that will be cool when that's finished. But I don't know. I just love a flathead and I love a coupe.
Yeah, so the Roadster.
I don't think you
the
can say
Roadster's
nothing
gonna
to
widen.
it and flathead in the same sentence.
I know.
That-
I'm so not desensitized.
Yeah,
I'm
nothing
like,
to it. There's pre-war Eddie Meyer speed equipment all over it. It's, nothing.
it's because it's in
$5,000 worth of speed parts on it, and nothing.
I'm very grateful. I'm very grateful. But you know what I mean? It's like, you should see our kids. They come in here and they're like, bang. And we're like,
They're meant to be driven. They're meant to be beat on.
oh.
That was
They're like,
that's why
in all the.
that's why none of our cars are shiny paint. You know, Ashley's car is an original paint car. If a kid walks up and wants to sit in it, go for it. It's not going to destroy the Mexican blankets over the seats. I mean, we're not, you know.
It's the vibe.
You know.
Well, that's the vibe we like.
That's the vibe, yeah. That was the Roadster pickup.
Yeah.
You know, like.
The Roadster's gonna be shiny because it's a Brookville body. It's a brand new chassis.
Okay,
like,
yeah.
you
So
kind of have to go painted. Like, what are you gonna do? Let the body rust?
It's
So-
two totally different.
Yeah, one's gonna be super shiny,
Yeah.
full interior, everything, overhead valve motor, and the other one's nasty.
And we want to
Patina
use this
flathead.
one eventually. Not this year, obviously, but
Well, maybe.
Bonneville?
Oh no, not
Yeah,
this year.
not Bonneville, but we want to go to Bonneville with it, which
Yeah,
would be
with-
sick.
that engine.
well, you said that you've gotten into 32s and you can barely afford them, or you have to sell parts to afford stuff. So unlimited budget. What are you building?
I'm happy with.
Unlimited budget.
Unlimited.
You can spend anything you
Unlimited
want. What do you want?
budget.
I want my 32.
You're unchopped, unchanneled, 32,
Yes.
lowered,
Yes.
full
I
thing.
want to go to Jerry's house.
And just,
Oh, so you have it spotted already.
There's a guy locally. He's like the town over from where I grew up, and he's like in the mix with everyone. And we went to his house, I don't even know, probably 6 months ago now, and he gave us like the tour of everything. And it's just simple, pretty. I should get something that I can fit kids in because I'm like cranking these kids out, but you know, not in the car. That's for me. Just a nice 32. I like this one too, but no, I like just an unchopped, unchanneled 32. Cute.
So you are traditional to a T. You want it like pretty close to as much as it can go.
I'm not stock. But here's the thing. I do love European cars as well. I love BMWs,
Okay.
you know. But with that, like I like them on the ground, the whole
European
a
style.
BBS, like
Camber
Oh.
down.
not like that.
We've seen
But
one.
with this, I don't know.
I had went to Georgia to hang out with a buddy. His episode comes out tomorrow, but I'm not going to say much about it because you can figure out where this is going. But so Ashley met me in Ocala, which is like 30 minutes north of us, for dinner, and we turn out, and I have a jacked up Ram on 37s, and she's got like the soccer mom Equinox. But like we turn out, and this car comes out of the thing, and he like scrapes as he's coming out, and all four wheels are like laid all the way over. I'm pretty sure it was touching rim, and I'm like, golly. And I told Ashley, I said, I'll build you whatever you want to build. I said, but if you ever come to me with that, I'm sorry. It's not happening.
You should have seen my 240.
A little bit, because it needs to be that way, okay. But like this was like
too much. Yeah,
no, that's brutal.
Driving on the rim.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure there was a couple of times the inside of those rims were wore out because he has caught them on like the little reflectors.
Yeah.
So unlimited budget, Travis. What are you building?
I know.
Oh, I forgot that was the question.
No, I have an idea what you'd say. Unlimited.
Oh, unlimited.
Yes.
37 Lincoln Zephyr.
I knew it.
Okay.
Just I'd probably keep the V12 in it just because, but I'd put like, 3-deuce intake on it, some heads, and just bag it out with skirts and lay it right out.
All right.
But change nothing really. It doesn't need anything, but
No, that's a beautiful car right from factory as long as it's sitting on
3-window, of course.
Yeah.
Gotta have 3 windows.
Yeah, we're a 3-window. We're not a 5-window.
Oh, five windows are cool.
They're cool, but we're...
I'll own one.
That's why I wanted a 4-door, was because I wanted all the windows down the side. So
Yeah.
the back doors are welded shut. I mean, they're never going to open again. There's a tire there, but
Yeah.
there's at least 3 windows down both sides. But so, what's a show or event that y'all try to make every year?
The Fallout.
Yeah, the Hot Rod Fallout, which is in Glastonbury, Connecticut, I believe. But this year's the last year, which is kind of a bummer.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So the new one, at least for me, is the Northeast Finished Drags.
Yeah.
Up in
Oxford,
Maine. It's just traditional hot rods, dragging down the drag strip. Just having fun. There's not really a competition to it because they're all slow.
No, they're not. During the day?
Well, yeah, you can win awards and stuff, but like it's not. You don't go up there to be number one. You just like
most people
have fun. Yeah, there's a couple people that are like
very serious.
Yeah, it was like yelling about something. He lost. He didn't get his trophy. I don't know who it was, so it doesn't matter. But
we figured that out when we did, because I'm not the go to a place and pull out my lawn chair and tell me how beautiful my car are. Like, I'm not that guy. I don't care about the Five Below plastic trophies. There are a few trophies that I do want to win. Ashley won one last year, the Bad Apple. It's a CNC.
What show is it?
So it's at the Iron Horse Saloon during Turkey Rod Run.
Okay.
And it's a traditional-ish rat rod show. So some of the cars are more leaning, because that term gets funky.
Yeah, everyone has a different meaning for it.
Yeah.
So it's more meaning, because I stopped saying it to describe our cars, because people would be like, oh, you got saw blades. No, I don't have saw blades. It's just an unfinished, unpainted, or overly molested car. I don't care about it. I drive it like I stole it, but it's the Hot Rod version, Hot Rod Magazine's version of a rat rod. So
yeah.
No, there are people that put stupid stuff, but majority of the people are, flat hot rod black paint. Hey, there's a hole in the floorboard. That license plate's there because there's a hole in it, not I screwed 18 license plate to my floorboard just because I wanted license plates there.
Yes.
There might be baling wire or shoestrings with a throttle, but that's because it broke on the way there and they just fixed it to get it there type. Not on purpose stuff. So the first year we went, I was like, man, this is the only car show that I ever want to win a trophy to, because they were CNC cut bad apples and they were American flag. and I love America. So I was like, that's it. So before we went this year, I said on the podcast, I'm like, man, the only trophy I ever want to win is that one. I walked my legs off because Turkey Rod Run is at Daytona International Speedway. So you walk like 16 miles a day. So by the time Saturday rolled around, my back was toast. So I tell Ashley, I said, you're not winning nothing, but we're going to register for the show so we can park inside and I don't have to walk across A1A. She ended up winning a trophy. So.
That's right.
But yeah, so it's more the stuff like people just walking around complimenting people on cars. It's not necessarily like you're there for a trophy.
Yeah, nothing like that. I feel like nothing like that's really around here either.
Well,
is there?
There is a lot of that, but we don't.
Not that we go to. Everything's like the same people go year after year, and it's like,
yeah,
yeah. It's just where you meet up with your friends. You don't see.
Yeah,
and that's
like
what
a larger
our show, which we'd like to invite you to, January 3rd of 2026 at Don Garlett's Drag Race Museum in Bellevue. Our show, The Hangout, is trying to mimic the 60s era, pulling up at your buddy's house, hanging out, catching up. You know, we give out a podcast choice, a lady owned, lady driven. Because I technically own her car, but she drives it. And then, let's be honest, she owns everything we have.
I mean, potato around here as well. Yeah.
And then we did longest distance driven. So last year, Randy Jackson with the Gasser Garage, him and his girlfriend came from Missouri, towing his slingshot dragster to the drag strip. Broken cross member, had to get the screwed back together, welded it up, and took it back. So obviously he won longest distance. But it's just a good time. It's to catch up with people that we've never met. You know, I always joke that I have all these friends that I've never physically met.
That's the internet. Yeah.
You know, and it's like I can count on a bunch of them, but I've never physically got to shake their hands or, you know, tell them that I appreciate them. So that's kind of our way of like, come hang out. If you got a cool car, well, tell me about it. Let's BS about it. And
yeah, that's awesome.
And Don Garlett's was there last year, so he actually opened up his garage. So we were literally hanging out in front of Don Garlett's garage, which was badass.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Cool.
So is there a show or event that y'all have never made that you would like to make?
So many.
But it's because we have kids that it really, and they're so little that we can only do.
Yeah, we only go
like,
to
local
Connecticut shows and like the one in Oxford, Maine. Like that's it.
And even that, it's like,
and even like big swap
an
meets.
event.
We've never been to Hershey. We've never been to Carlisle. Like never been.
Y'all are in that.
Any California show, no California
the
swap meets,
show.
nothing.
I actually have an opportunity to go to the West Coast Customs Show this year. I'm flying into Missoula, Montana, and meeting with Ken Sainer with Bad Idea Customs and Brian from the Hometown Hot Rodder. And we're going to road trip 5 vintage cars with 5 vintage campers to Sandpoint, Idaho for the Lost in the 50s show. And then camp through the Redwoods down to the Oregon coast and California, across the Golden Gate Bridge, check out Alcatraz, and then West Coast Customs Show. And then they're dropping me off in Bakersfield, and I'm flying back to Florida.
Wow. That's cool.
That's very cool.
Yeah.
We'd love to. That's like what we'd love to do, but
yeah,
it's just like
with kids. It's
I want to try.
It's very
yeah,
and they're so little that like
kids.
Yeah, like we want to bring them to the drags this year. I might just go for the day. I've done like the couple nights with Trav, but like even that going with them, it's like it's gonna be
You're just babysitting all day.
Yeah, it's tough.
Which is fine.
When we're older, we'll do more, but you know, I'm enjoying them.
So, you mentioned a couple of the projects. What are the current projects?
They're actively getting worked on.
Yeah.
Both of us.
Yeah, it's pretty much just a 32 Roadster and the 32 through window.
Okay.
Yeah.
Uh,
If we get,
yeah,
or if I get that sponsor with the Roadster, that will take precedent. Is that
yeah, the Roadster
yeah,
precedence.
precedence or whatever. But that's, we're just waiting on to see what they say back or what they want to like do with me. So Travis we had all the other, well, I guess tell them about how we were going to build my hearing
Yeah,
too.
I'll explain
With,
it. Thanks, thank. Well, we had my.
let me just preface this by saying,
Yeah.
if you follow us online, it looks like we're a hot mess. We are, but
Yeah.
we're always trying. So I'm a stay-at-home mom, and we don't make a lot of money being a stay-at-home mom. So between Travis's income and me being a mom, it's kind of, we're trying to always figure out like what we can make work with what we have. So that's why we're always like switching stuff and getting stuff, putting stuff on pause,
Yeah.
selling this to flip into that. So sometimes when I'm posting, I think a lot of people are like, what the hell is going on? Then we have all like the customer cars too. So it looks very confusing. It is confusing, but we always have somewhat of a plan. So I'll let Trav take over, but this is where we're currently, and I feel like is where, because we both kind of are doing what at the end of the day we wanted.
I will preference something before he tells us that story. We understand it because we're in the same boat. I have posted videos and then had to backtrack the next video. One of our YouTube videos was like, I lied. We got to go back further.
Yeah.
It's trust me, I get it. And it's not, hot rods aren't cheap anymore.
Nothing.
You talk to the 80-year-old guys that are like, oh yeah, I bought that Model A for $25 and a ham sandwich. And you're like, I can't find a body for add zeros to that. Like,
no, even Keith, I saw my dad's friend, or our friend now, Keithan. He's like selling a bunch of his Model A stuff, and he was like, oh, I have this and this and this. And he's like, oh, I have interior. And I'm like, you have a seat? I'm like, you go on Marketplace trying to find, when I had my Model A here that we were going to build, we were looking up seats. It's like,
Can you find a seat?
You can't find a seat, or you're going to buy like a seat, and there's like nothing, you have to,
Springs.
It's just springs. So it's like, he could sell a seat for like, geez Louise.
Well,
anyway,
if you ever get in that boat again, I can send you a video of how we did my dad's seat for a Model A. Or not a video. I could tell you how we did his seat. It turned out really, really good. So
I hope that this is it.
And it was free.
It
was no money.
Plan is it.
Oh, really?
That would be amazing.
So,
we're a Mexican blanket.
Well, it's a Dodge Caravan. It's a Dodge Caravan middle seat. But in a truck, it pushes you forward. And you can't afford to be pushed forward any. So we took the back off, slid the bottom of the seat as far back as you could get it, unwrapped the top of the seat, spun it around the opposite way, and put 2-inch high-density foam out of a dog bed, and then just rewrapped it with the same material, and then just kind of pinned it back. And I took some scrap sheet metal, and I made little brackets so the seat didn't flop out of it, even though you're sitting on it, so it's not like it's going to flop ever, but it doesn't flop anymore. But there's really no room behind the seat to need back there anyway, and it actually turned out pretty good.
Nice. That's smart.
All right, so tell us about the build now.
Oh yeah, I forgot. The original one we got was hammered, like really bad, and I was collecting parts, sheet metal parts, to like fix it, and then I started getting more parts and like nicer stuff. And I'm like, well, I have enough to build like 2.5, 3 of these things now. Like, let's build Kelly an unchopped, unchanneled one. And meantime, I've been trying to fix mine with all my original garbage. And it's like not working because the metal's so thin and like it's just blowing out everywhere. And coming from a sheet metal guy saying it's bad, it's pretty bad.
Yeah.
So I just came to the realization a few days ago. I'm like, why am I saving all this good stuff for Kelly's car? I know. Like, just use it for my own car.
Right.
So I was like, I'll just find an unchopped, unchanneled body when it comes time.
That's recorded.
I've recorded it many times.
Just more evidence.
I'll sell a car to buy her a nice body.
Evidence.
And we'll just do that. Because it's so...
It makes sense. I will admit,
Yeah.
it makes sense. It really does.
It'll take so much time to put the car together now that I'm using nice stuff. And all of it was like, it's not like I have a really good anything. Like, the good pieces I have were like cut out of a car. So it's got like a full roof section. It's like a piece of a roof.
Yeah.
But like, it's still going to help me compared to what I had before.
Yeah. 32 stuff, it's like...
Especially 3-window stuff.
It's so stupid.
Usually, like, I don't know, you probably know Fords pretty well. But like my lathes, most things interchange. 32s, most things interchange, except for the 3-window. The 3-window is only 3-window. The deck lid doesn't even fit a 5-window.
And of course, we're like, that's the one we want.
It's everything.
Broke parents.
Only
4-door sedan.
Yeah.
You know what they make for patch panels for a 4-door sedan? Go find another one. That's it. They don't make sail panels. They don't make windshields. They don't make cowl panel. Nothing. Absolutely nothing
4-door.
For a 4-door.
Oh, yeah.
Nothing.
No. Nothing.
I made Eckler stutter. I called and went, hey, I need just the bottom piece that wraps around the back. 2-door sedan? I said, nope, 4-door. Yep, ain't going to work. I said, is it that far off? He goes, yeah. And I'm like, cool.
So you're in the same boat.
Yeah, same thing. And I chose it because that's what I wanted. I wanted to be different. Most people that slam and chop a sedan they're 2-door sedans and they got the long back window. Yeah. And I just didn't want that. I didn't want I didn't want that car to be anything like, oh yes, I have one just like that. Sure you do. Especially with the traditional build starting to get more and more popular, you're starting to run into more and more people with the same car. Especially in the circles that don't want the trophy crowd, you know.
Yes. I know. It's such a funny, I don't know, car block. There's so many good eggs, and then there's so many, like, I call it, like, cool guy, and I'm just not, like, I just don't subscribe to it. You know, if you like it, I love it. No one's cooler than it.
Well, and that's a lot of the times. I have a buddy he's on the fence, wants to get into cars. He loves cars, but then I'll send him something. Oh, I don't know, and he's just on the fence. And I've told him, I'm like, dude, just because I get, and y'all are probably the same way. Like, you get known for being the car guy in your area, so like every old thing. Oh, did you see this? Yep, I have the same marketplace you have. You know, I've seen that, yes. Or, hey,
I don't get that.
You don't?
I don't, and I wish I did because I miss out on stuff because sometimes, but I
figured with a hot rod shop, I figured y'all would be like...
Yeah.
It's very, not competitive, I'd say, but like, I don't know how you would describe
New England's weird because...
Well, I'm saying normal people, not like other shops. Obviously, we don't have a shop, but I'm not talking like...
even like normal people, like New England is very like uptight, like everything is a competition. Like, you look at someone for more than like 5 seconds and it's a fight. Like,
no.
Yeah. So go in the city and stare someone at the phone. No, not a car show.
No.
Just like in general.
Yeah.
Like you walk down the street, you look at someone for a few seconds, and what are you looking at?
Yeah.
It's like, it's weird up here. So I don't know.
I'll be ready.
And y'all are also hunting over like the best quality rust-free projects up there in the Northeast too. I mean,
which is impossible
because it doesn't snow or like.
Oh, I'm like, yeah, that's.
It doesn't snow up there, or the road gets salted. Like none of that stuff happens, right?
Absolutely
no, never.
It's beautiful here today.
Yeah, all the
sunny and 75.
The parts that have been shipping in have been from California.
Yes, California.
Because you need to. And it's not even out here. Like there's no 32 parts here, like sheet metal. Like I don't know what happened. Maybe in the 60s and 70s they all got shipped out to California because there's nothing here.
Yeah.
Well, it's very, very funny to see the market on certain cars differ so much across the country too. Because I had a buddy in Texas that I would joke with, like, hey, I'm just going to send you with a bankroll. Bring me every C10 pickup you can buy.
Oh, yeah.
And he's like, why? I'm like, look at them here and look at what they're selling them there. Like a rusty 60, Ashley wants a 64 to 66. A rusty, like, you could bring it back 10 grand. Go out there and it's like, hey, would you buy this for scrap? Yeah, I drove it here. And it's like, what? The same with Model A's. He got offered a 32 coupe. And he's like, I just didn't have room for it. And I'm like, what? He goes, the guy wanted to, he was scrapping it. And I'm like, are you kidding me? Guy didn't know what he had.
Didn't take it.
Well, he passed it on to another shop that was right there.
Oh.
But the guy like rolled up, was like, hey, would you give me scrap price for it? And he's like, no, but give me a second. Hey, come get this car. Like,
that's funny.
But, and then also like West Coast, Model A's, dime a dozen. But you can't find a 64 Impala out there for, it could be rusting away and it's big money.
Yeah.
You come, funny how it's weird across the board. Like Georgia's good. Matter of fact, I picked up a grill shelf for the Model A in Georgia. Paid $20 for it. I was all excited. But
Georgia.
And it's funny because with this, we talk to everybody, and it's like, well, oh, what do you mean C10s are 30 grand where you're at? And I'm like, that's what they go for, done, or more. I just can't believe that. I'm like, a good for instance is I bought my Model A, and like a week later my buddy calls me. He's like, hey, I got a 4-door Model A body sitting here. I gave $600 for it. And I was like, what? And now I wish, after I got into mine, now I wish I would have been like, send it to me. Because it was less rusty than the one that I ended up with, but here we are.
I know. That's like the same thing for us. It's like you miss something by 1 second sometimes, and then you wish you just didn't anyway.
Well, and I looked, and I know the 32 stuff's the same way. You look and you look and you look and you look and you can't find it, or you settle for, I think I can bring that back. And then you shoot your wad on rust, and then all of a sudden, $500 cheaper, here comes this beautiful body that's, ready to go.
Yeah, but like, another thing that's kind of like that is like, I'll take like 32 grill shells for example. Like a lot of guys in the traditional world, like they like to hang the 32 grill shells on the wall. They like to collect them, and you got to put them on a Model A because it looks great. But you cannot find one for a good price. But the thing is, you have to buy but just nut up and buy your first one. I did. I bought the first one, and then I got 3 of them after that for free. Like it just happens. Like I bought a vintage supercharger. I got another one for like a stupid deal, like no money after that. And I'm like, I couldn't find the thing to save my life, and I just trip on 2 of them. Like,
well, if you come across one for a small block and you want to pass that super good deal on,
hey, we're broke. I need to make all the money.
No,
why'd you put $471 on it?
Huh?
Those are cheap. $471. Those are cheap.
Not
Period.
here.
What do you mean they're not? They're cheap everywhere.
No. If it has I don't care if it's an AC blower motor, it ain't cheap in Florida. Nothing with blower in the title.
Really?
Yeah, no. No, I had the original plan for my motor was a 3-deuce. I found a 3 Super 97. Well, I thought they were Super 97s. They were big 97s. And that was what was going on my motor. And I stuck it between the frame rails. Yeah.
There's just one chilling over here.
Yeah, you know.
371.
And then I put the motor between the frame rails, and I was like, man, that motor looks really, really tiny in there with those little tiny carburetors on top of it. So now we put 2 550 tunnel ram with a log, and then the top of the transmission bell housing is going to be the top of the firewall. So it'll be up there, and then I'm going to chop it, so it'll be pretty close to either above the roof or right at the roof. So it'll be ready for a blower to stick over the roof. So
there you go. No, if you seriously need a blower, like 471s are like dirt cheap around here.
I had Randy Jackson was gonna bring me one, and Ashley told me would I be okay with it sitting on a shelf collecting dust until we could afford to get the rest of it, and I was like, probably not. And she's like, well, do you want a running and driving car or do you want a blower? And I was like, both. And she's like, you can't have both.
Wow.
Like, all right, well, then I guess I want a running and driving car. So,
yeah, that's funny.
But, and it's always like, and that's what I was starting to say with my buddy is like, you don't have to start with what you want. Like, get into this world, and then you'll find people that maybe want what you have, and you can trade up. You learn, you save a little bit of money, you can move on, but you just got to get in it. Once you're in, you're in it for life.
Yeah, we've been very fortunate too. Like a lot of the older people, there's an older man, he's literally 90. He's probably 99 now. Or he'll be 99 in June. Yeah, Mac? He's 98. He's going to turn 99 in June. Yeah. We call him Model A Mac. And like, you know, he's nicer to me than Travis with giving stuff to me.
They usually are.
But like, you know, like we've been very grateful with a lot of people who just get that we're like young and interested in it, and they like give us deals and help us out. And I mean, Travis is much more advanced with knowing everything. So it's cool for Travis to like, I don't know. I like all the old people too, you know. I like them. They're all so kind, and I don't know.
They're rad.
Very lucky. I'm like seeing my dad's friend today, and he's friends with other people, and it's just everyone is just, you know, like they'll give you a big hug and be like, you know, it's just nice.
And that's and that's a lot of it people. Is, you know, the old school mentality when those guys were youngins like us and trying to build something. You know, they had that little group of friends that came together and they helped each other. You know, Travis is good with sheet metal, so if somebody needed a patch repair, hey bud, I got a large pizza and some beer. You want to come over and weld this piece in for me? Or this guy over here is really good at flatheads. You know, but
we got a flathead guy.
without the young guys going after flathead stuff, I mean, I chose to go away from it because I was like, that doesn't even make any sense to me. So we went small block.
What?
You know, I seen the inside of the 4-cylinder that was in the Model A, and I was like, doubling this up ain't going to help me understand it anymore. And I knew small block stuff, so I was like, I can get a small block for way cheaper than I can build any reliable power out of a flathead. I don't know if y'all know Ryan Gilmore, but that's who I bought my 32 from. And I said something about it. I was like, yeah, I really want to go flathead. And he's like, you should go flathead. And I was like, but I really like a small block Chevrolet. And he's like, oh, if you have that choice, he said, go small block. He goes, if you know what a small block does, he goes, you don't want a flathead. And I'm like, what do you mean? Like, that's as traditional as you could get as a flathead. He goes, yeah, but it's the most amount of money you'll spend to go slow. And I went, that's rude.
That's like it was, you know, like you were just talking about that. how you wanted a flathead in that, but it came with that, and
Yeah.
you'll be happy to have it, but
Yeah, I'm gonna like the Y block in that Roadster, but I just like flatheads. I don't care about going fast.
Well, and that's what it is. It's just different, but the amount of money that it takes to build a semi-reliable flathead, I can build a really, really strong small block.
Oh yeah, 10 times over.
For sure. 0 out of 10 recommend.
And we're over here trying to make the most unreliable flathead. I got a crazy magneto on the front of it with a.
Oh, that.
Yeah. With a. Well, it's an early airplane magneto.
We should just buy. We have a Honda. We should just keep our daily Honda and just call it. The stuff that we like and want. It's who do we think we?
No, that's it.
Not you just run well.
You keep a truck. That way you could go pick up new projects. And that's it.
I don't have a truck.
You don't have a truck?
Yeah.
How do you live in Connecticut and you don't have a truck?
He just got it.
I thought that was required.
A couple months ago.
I was dailing my hot rod for ever.
He was dailing the Roadster pickup, and
that's
I
gangster.
had.
So you say it was broken down every other day. It only broke down
every time he would take me out. Mind you, we go on a date night.
I took her out once. This is why.
Once, maybe a year, and we're busted on the side of the road. We go to the drags up in Maine, 4 hours from our house. We break down in a Harley-Davidson dealership.
Yeah, I drove it up and I drove it back home.
That's
So
crazy.
What's not reliable about that?
Yeah, I was gonna say
it's me that's reliable.
Yeah,
and the flathead.
Well, that was when we picked the 54 up. I was all excited because it was Ashley's. It was our first hot rod together, but it was Ashley's first old car experience, and I was so excited. And we took it up to go get gas, and it's running great. And I'm like, yeah, it's scraping a little because it was dummy low. I've lifted the car so we could both ride in it without scraping, but we come up to the stop sign and it starts running like shit, and I'm like, well, this probably ain't good. And it dies at the stop sign, and I'm like, well, it's only a half a mile to push it to the house. And she's like, yeah, okay, we'll push it. And then it starts raining. So I'm out there in flip-flops and gym shorts. She's in her all-terrain slippers and pajamas because we were just running up to the gas station. And it was alternator.
Very familiar.
It was an alternator. Threw an alternator on it. It was fine. Shout out to Optima batteries, because even without an alternator, it will charge itself enough to start a 54 Chevrolet. The next morning, I went out there, hit the key, it started, and I was like, how did it not run yesterday, but it runs right now? I'm like, this thing makes no sense. Optima battery. And the battery is probably older than me. It's probably the first ever Optima battery ever created. And it's still, but it doesn't, we've had a couple little hiccups, but it has made it back to the house under its own power. It did follow the trailer home one day because I did go for it with a trailer, and I was like, well, before it loads itself on this trailer, let's try it one more time.
Yeah.
And it started, and I was like, all right, put the ramps back on the trailer, you're towing the trailer, and I'm taking the car. Let's go. And and if it breaks, it usually breaks in our driveway.
Perfect.
I'm like, this is ideal.
That is ideal.
So
yeah, I've never had a truck.
Really, I would think, and I guess, us damn Southerners thinking y'all got snow up there. I figured that's all y'all would have is trucks.
Everyone has a truck.
A lot.
It is an anomaly that I don't have a truck.
Yeah. Especially
what I do.
Yeah, I was gonna say what.
Yeah, it's brutal.
Yeah, I can't afford a truck. Even an old truck, they're I don't know, for a really crappy rust bucket, it's $5,000. It's well, I'm gonna have to fix this thing every 2 seconds. It's got 300,000 miles on it, and it's a gas job.
Not worth.
It's just not worth. I can't spend $15,000 on a decent truck. It's insanity. Yeah. So maybe someday, maybe I'll.
Camry.
The thing is, I don't.
Plastic.
Yeah, I got a Camry with 2 blown motors. So it has both of
It's
them.
gonna work.
So yeah, like maybe one day I'll flip a car into a daily truck, but I like hot rods too much that I don't care about my daily vehicle.
Yeah.
Well,
And
just
I
put it
flip
on
it into
put it
another
on the
one.
list of projects and just build like a hauler or something.
Yeah. Or I'll just eventually have to just keep one of the hot rods and just drive it all year long.
Because that's what I eventually want to do is build like a C50 or some sort of cabin chassis type truck. Because gooseneck don't fit in my truck because it's too tall, and it's like, which it is a Cummins, so it'll pull whatever I put behind it. But
Yeah.
I really don't want a 52-foot bumper pull trailer. So
No, that's not.
but we don't really drive. Like I was talking to a buddy that he just picked up a wedge wedge trailer, and I was like, oh, when you get it, like I'll drive my truck over and we'll see if we can like make it work on my truck. And he's like, okay. And I'm like, really and truthfully though, I don't foresee us ever like not driving our stuff to a car show. So I don't really need the big honking trailer. I just need one to go get a car if it breaks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was like, yeah, I don't really need it. But it would be cool to, like, if we were going somewhere, instead of having to drive separately, we could just load both cars and the dogs and go on.
Happens a lot with me is I'm in the car with the kids in the back and Travis gets to drive whatever we have. And I'm like, oh, this is fun.
Yeah.
Then I leave with them.
That was Ashley.
Bye.
That was Ashley last year at Turkey Rod Run. Is she followed me over with the dogs, and I'm cruising her car.
See you later.
Yeah, so tell us all about what Kelly Builds is, and then also promote your shop, man.
Okay, so Kelly Builds started like a year ago now, a little past a year ago. It was I don't even know like what, I think it was just one of those things where it's like, I'm here already, we'll just post it. Like it used to just be like my like a regular Instagram account, and then I just started posting and it just kind of took off, I suppose.
Yeah.
Like I've been trying to figure out where I fit in this community, because I'm not a metal shaper. Like I just do like fun stuff with Trav. I'm not a professional. I've never claimed to be. I think sometimes people think I am, which I'm not. I just like to do stuff. Like me and Travis, the second I met Travis, we've kind of been with each other, I just love to be with him. Like he loves to be in the shop and I love to be with him in the shop. Do you know what I mean? So kind of, what are you laughing at? I love you. My bad. Sorry, I married my best friend. I know.
Sorry.
I don't really know what Kelly Builds is right now. I think it's really important because I'm a mom, like to have little girls and little kids know, more so girls because I'm a girl, even though I have boys. Like when you look at from my perspective, you see like the car world, and it's obviously mostly men, and it's very intimidating to feel like you don't belong. And if you don't know exactly everything about everything and every single car could have a million different things about it. And but this is where I'm going with KB, I think, is I want girls who are interested in things to know and to understand that you don't need to know everything. If it makes you happy and you're interested in it, cool. It started off as me posting what I was working on with Trav. And again, we switch projects so often that I think people are like a little confused. Do you want to hit the phone charger? It just got low battery. I think there's more to Kelly Builds than just a girl who posts cars. Do you know what I mean? I think it's important that girls know that they can do anything. Boys can do anything. It's a very intimidating space to be in. So I don't know. And we use it to promote Travis's shop. Again, I've never claimed to be a professional.
Me neither.
You are a professional. I don't know. It supports his shop and I enjoy it. There's a lot of shitty people and a lot of shitty people have said things to me and commented things to me and emailed me gross things, but the main group of people that follow and support us are great.
Yes.
So,
yeah, and
apologize that way.
I've explained that to Ashley as well. Being a car girl isn't always the easiest because it is still very man dominated. Everyone can contribute something to this obsession.
Totally.
There's been countless times that I'm working on something and Ashley's on the other side of the car. And like you said earlier, Travis has more knowledge, but you're there supporting and learning with him. Ashley will be on the other side of the car and I'm trying to beat this square peg in this hole and it ain't going. And she's like, well, on my end, it's round. Flip it around, dumbass. And it's like, oh, duh. Or you looking at it from a different way, or why can't we? And also teaching somebody gives you the opportunity to repeat it back and it's sinking different in your head. Because Ashley will ask a question like, hey, why can't we just do this? Well, it may be something I already thought of, but now when I repeat back to her, hey, we can't do it this way because, well, halfway through my explanation, I might be like, well, maybe we could do it, a Y track that I didn't think of originally because I tried to beat it and it didn't work, and now I've moved on. She comes up with like, hey, ease it in there and maybe it'll go. Like, oh, wait, now it does work, You can learn something from everybody, even more knowledge or less knowledge or whatever.
Yeah, it's cool. And like the people that follow, like I said, and like they just support us and they support me and that's kind of it. They don't expect anything. They know again that we're just like a couple of parents trying to figure out.
We just picked up a camera. That's the only difference between us and
them. We're just putting ourselves out there, and most of the time it's great. It did bother me quite a bit last year because when your stuff starts to get like pushed to people that it wasn't intended to, people can be quite mean, but that's why I'm kind of glad I took a bit of a break because it kind of shifted my algorithm and it's just the people that are interested and support us. And, I appreciate them because it makes you think like, okay, I'm not doing this for nothing. Like, and then I'll have people say, oh, I show my daughter, like I show my granddaughter you. And I'm like, how cool is that? That like some little girl is seeing random Kelly from Connecticut, just trying like I suck ass most of the time, but like, I'm just whatever. I'm putting myself out there and that's it. I'm trying my best,
Well, and it makes it relatable because, that's our big thing. Like we just recently started trying to post on YouTube more regularly. We do the podcast every week, but trying to post a video, and some weeks it's like, we didn't do a whole lot this week. But it's still put it out because we both still have full-time jobs. Ashley works from home, lucky. But, we still have to go in and put in work. On your end, you have kids. They don't take care of themselves, ever.
No.
So,
They do.
And that's
for us, too, because Travis moved his shop. So we have, this is, our home shop, and then we have, the business. So it's also hard because I can't, I used to be able to come out here when the kids were napping, which they don't nap anymore, but I had more time to be in here doing stuff, but to pack them up and bring them to the shop, it's a new learning curve too, trying to figure out how we're going to do stuff. So that's why now here at our house, it's just our cars, no customer cars. And again, Travis, all of his tools, and I have my welder here, but everything's at the shop. So it's trying to figure out, I have to bring this home. today to bring home or back to the shop tomorrow. Just a lot of learning curves.
Well, and it's relatable because not everyone can afford, you know, I would love to have a 2-post lift, and I would love to have this, and I'd love to have an English wheel and a mill and all this. I don't have those. So this is what you can do with what you have, and it's relatable. You know, I'm not making 6 figures anywhere, my day job or this. You know, I'm just, you know, I jokingly say that we build hood rat hot rods to hang out with our hood rat friends. You know,
that's it.
You know, and I would rather, and it took me a little while because it's like, oh man, I wish, because you see other YouTube channels and you're like, oh man, I really wish that I could put out that content, but I can't. I don't have the tools. I don't have the knowledge. I don't have the money. I don't have, you know,
the time.
I can't hire somebody to come film me. So if Ashley's in here editing a podcast and I'm out there working, there's a good chance that half of that video is going to be staring at the back of my head or my butt or, you know, because I forgot to move a camera.
Yeah, you do that too.
Yeah, I'm bad with that. I'm the worst YouTube guy ever. Like, some days I don't even record, and I look at the camera, oh shit, I should have recorded that. Like,
does cool stuff all day.
That was cool. But yeah, I don't know. It's tough, especially when you do it yourself. Like you said, I can't afford to hire someone to hold the camera for me.
Yeah.
And like all these guys building, like, all the big channels, like building cars, like in like 3 different videos, and it's like it takes me like 50 videos to build a car, and it's just a sheet metal. It's not even painted. Like, what the, like, no wonder why my channel's not growing. Because like I don't build a car in a week.
Yeah. That's
like, I don't have the money to do that.
Well, or the time. It's like, it's because we always are looking at people's channels too, and we're like, what are we missing? Like, what are we?
What's going on there?
I think maybe like a better camera. I don't know.
No.
Whatever.
So that was a big thing, and it's easy. We had a photographer on 3 or 4 episodes ago now, and that was his takeaway was don't get blinded by the gear. The best camera to have is the one that you already own.
Yeah.
He's like, because you write, you know, I mean, even some of the bigger channels, Cletus McFarlane, 90% of that footage is on an iPhone. You know,
a lot of people use their iPhones.
I don't understand that.
And it's a great quality.
Yeah, but like,
if they probably full. They probably have 2 phones. They probably have a YouTube phone and then their
rich people
cell
things.
Well,
I use my most of our content is filmed on an iPhone, but I just dump the videos. Like after I use them, I just clear them out.
Delete it. Yeah. We have one GoPro between us. So it's like, even tonight, I was like, oh, did you bring it home? Because I wanted to record stuff in here tonight. He's like, oh, forgot. It's like, it's tough.
Bust
it's
out
a
the
weird. My camera.
Both of our cameras are broken too on our own.
I can only use point footage.
Yeah, so the videos are going to be trash if we use them on phones.
We're a mess.
Yeah. But, it's dealing with your bullshit. Like you.
Oh, well. We're happy, so. You know, it's like, what the heck? The boys are happy. What the heck? The dogs are happy. The chickens are happy. The cats don't do anything. But, everyone's happy.
Yeah.
You know? What's that quote?
I
don't know. Some quote about being happy.
So that was KB. So tell us about your shop.
Yeah.
Me?
Yeah, you.
My shop.
Yeah. I don't know. It takes early Fords and sheet metal. Build chassis if you want me to. That's it. That's me.
What's the name? Where can they find you?
I don't know. Geez, you want to find me? What is my name? Okay. Road Alliance Customs.
RAC.
Yeah, because I go by RAC Garage and YouTube, so
okay.
Missed a while, but
can you tell he hates talking about himself?
Yeah.
He does early Ford sheet metal restoration, RAC Garage, Road Alliance Customs. He's very talented. He's more talented, and this is what pisses me off. he's so good at what he does that I feel like on YouTube and like on Instagram, like you can't see how crazy good his work is. You have to like be here to see it because it's like, holy guacamole. It's so good. So that's it. Okay. Oh my God.
I'm not that good.
No, I'm not that good. I just have a 2-year waiting list, but I'm not that good.
Must be doing something right then, bud.
We're just working slow. Depends how you look at it.
Very precise.
All right. Well, you can find all of that information in the show notes below. So what is one piece of advice that you would give somebody trying to get into the car culture?
I'd say for me, okay. I'd say one piece of advice. Can it be a couple or does it have to be like one?
No, it can be a couple. Drop some knowledge.
Okay. Okay, cool beans. I'd say don't be afraid to ask questions because nobody knows everything. And if anybody acts like they know more, well, not more than you, if anybody acts like they're better than you for knowing more than you, they're not. Nobody's better than anyone. Put yourself out there. Most of the people are really, really kind and will actually want to talk to you and show you stuff. And just get out there. What's the worst that can happen, you know? And if someone's mean to you for putting yourself out there, that shows more about their personality and who they are than you who's just interested in something and getting a wonky response. And girls can do anything. Period.
Very good. All right, Travis, your turn.
Because if you don't have a car, do as I say, not as I do. Save up and buy a car that runs and modify it from there.
Yeah.
It is way more expensive to buy a car piece by piece by piece and put it together. Do not do it. Don't do it. If you want to buy a part, say, you see a nice intake. Save that money for the intake, put it in your car fund. Ooh, a fender. I want that car someday. Take the money, put it in the car fund.
Can you tell our lifestyle?
Because that's what I did. I got fenders from cars that I want to own someday. And why do I own these fenders? Buy the car.
Our whole
Oh, that's stupid. And I won't learn from this either. I'll continue to do it.
Both of those are very good, and both of those hit close. All right, before we run through our sponsors, is there anyone that y'all would like to give a shout out to?
Old Yankee Speed Co., Millworks Hot Rod. Let's do Noble Speed Equipment.
David Wacker.
Yeah.
Who did I work with? Speed and Culture.
Speed and Culture, awesome. Harrell Speed Equipment.
Why can't I think of their name?
Who?
Oh my god. No, oh my god, he's so kind. Cheater Slick Culture. Chuck.
I had it on my tongue and I was like, I'm pretty sure she's going to say Chuck Stanfield with Cheater Slick Culture.
I was going to say Chuck, but then I'm like, why can't I think of Cheater Slick? Cheater Slick Culture.
And everything else that Chuck Stanfield owns. Gnarly.
The whole
Shipboy Howdy, all of that.
Yes.
All that stuff.
I feel like there's so many people that have been so good to us.
Good hang list. Because I got a lot of homies too.
A lot of people. You said Matt.
I have
Old Yankee.
Those are the big ones, local ones.
Millworks.
Yeah, y'all do have a lot of traditional companies that are like right in your neck of the woods.
Yeah. And everyone, like, I did a giveaway last year and the people that were in it were just like excited and happy to, gear drive.
Yeah.
Just nice, happy people, because if we don't keep it going, Travis's cousin works with him and it's like, he's 20. So even him being into this stuff, it's like very rare. And drifting is really big in this area. So it's like for him to go more into this stuff instead of wanting a drift car, it's like just trying to get these younger kids into it,
Yep. All right. Well, we definitely want to shout out Why Not Fab. You can find them on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok.
Go visit Throttle Attic. Use the code word HOTROD for 15% off.
Make sure you go show Johnny Jalopy some love for all your for all of your hot rod art needs. Facebook, YouTube, JohnnyJalopy.com.
And go check out Low Income Clothing, Photos, Brahmagan Media, Father-Son Duo, Living It Up. Check them out on Facebook and Instagram.
And make sure you go show Wrenching for the Future some love, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok.
And be sure to go visit Ty Blends from Top Notch Barber Studio. You can see his work on Instagram or book an appointment at tyblends1.booksy.com.
All right, guys. Thanks again for coming on. Till next time, get out and drive your shit.
See ya.
Later.